first caller ever on our radio show. We've got Jack from Minneapolis. Jack, you're on the air.
Oh, Mrs. Krug, I am the first caller on your. I'm honored. I've been listening to you since you started, and I've been watching your show grow. And I want you to know that what you do is extremely important and a huge blessing to me. So thank you for what you do. I'll get right to my story. I don't know if this is relevant to what we're talking about here, but so about somewhere between 15 and 20 years ago, I lived in Duluth, and I was the pastor of a church up there. And there was a woman that had come and gotten involved with our church, and I won't use real names, but I'll just use, so I'd say her name was Cindy. And she was just a doll. She was a sweetheart. She was probably, in her maybe 40s or something like that. And she made friends with some of the people there and everything. And then all of a sudden there was a guy who shows up who I knew and he started throwing around these pictures and said, well, that is actually Mike, and here's a picture of him with a mustache and blah, blah, blah.
That's horrible.
So I didn't know that this person was trans until that happened. Now, keep in mind that, back some time ago, I didn't know much about trans at all, but I knew this. I knew that she was a super, super nice person, and I knew that she was a woman, and I knew that, and I'm not going to get into like religion and stuff, but I knew that since I was the pastor of this church, I knew that if I understood the teachings of Jesus, that, being disrespectful or not accepting or anything to this human being was absolutely wrong. And there was some controversy that went down because there was a woman who her daughter had become friends with this person, and she's like, oh, and probably I'm guessing that the usual crap, like, well, is she who is this person? Is she some kind of a pervert or whatever? And I was trying to figure out, like, how to address this and tell everybody, like, just calm down and, you know what I mean? Like, just love everybody. Like, we're good,
So Jack, let me jump in because, Jack, what you're describing is not unusual for, first of all, people first meeting transgender people initially, and it's horrible that somebody would want to out. It's called outing. This woman that you met, but Stephanie, this is an example of empathy and compassion at the same time, yes?
Well, it's judging someone by their actions and who they are, and just accepting people. If this was a nice person, a kind person, someone who was, contributing to the community, why would it make a difference whether they were trans or not?
Absolutely. I mean, Duluth is a different town than Minneapolis, and also, this was a while back, but that doesn't excuse anybody's behavior. I'm just saying that really got me that was my first, like, face-to-face meeting with anyone that and of course, she was outed to me by somebody else, but I made a point at that, because my kids were younger then too, and we've always tried to raise our kids to be very accepting and loving of everybody. Bottom line is, I made a point at that time to kind of, just listen and to people and try to do a little bit of just research as far, just whatever, just talk to people. And the bottom, I don't know. I don't even know what I'm saying. I'm just saying that, it frustrates me the way, and I mean, I'm not perfect. I'm not saying I don't have any prejudices or anything. I'm no saint, but I learned a lot from that human, a lot. And I'm sure she doesn't even know that. She taught me a lot, but it really made me kind of look at the world around me and think, what is going on here, And now it's becoming more and more, a little bit more, like the conversation about transgender issues and other, like, LGBT issues and things like that are more in the forefront. I told one of my daughters was in one of these, she was in a pride, group at her high school or whatever, and because she's gay, and I told her, I said, when I was a kid, they wouldn't have never had this group,
Right.
Like, I mean, it's fantastic that you're able to do that, but, there's such a long way to go. Anyways, I don't want to take too much time.
Okay. Well,
I just
Jack,
wanted to share my story, and I want to thank you guys so much for what you do. You're absolutely spectacular, and God bless you all.
Oh, well, thank you, Jack. Thanks for calling in. We really appreciate it. Take care and have a great day.